Hey guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Now this is What If Deku was promised to a Kitsune Part 0. Now before we get into the What If, Dragonkin Deku will come back it'll be back in the normal days tomorrow and the day on. I just want to get this out here because I got the basis of what I'm going to do with the What If, so I just want to get Part 0 out there at least. Now, judging by the poll, his quirk. Let me recheck the poll real fast just to make sure that nothing else. Because sometimes what loses comes back. So let's make sure I. Yeah. Okay, so his quirk is going to be energy and manipulation. Now, Izuku's quirk is energy based is manipulation quirk, where he is able to shoot out energy out of his hands, as it's a green type of energy. His drawbacks on his quirk is he has to release what he absorbs. If he absorbs too much, he'll basically blow up. As we start off our story, we have Inko and Asashi at the hospital as the doctor's telling her that she can't bear a child. As Inko gets upset as Asashi says, we're gonna get a second opinion. As they go home, as Inko's been trying to have a child for about a year or so, as she's starting to lose hope, as she decided to take a walk down to the local abandoned shrine that she used to visit when she was a kid. As Inko walks up to the old shrine that's been well kept, it might be abandoned, but it seems like someone's been taking care of it. As she walks up to the shrine, as she begins to pray for a blessing, Inko's praying as she's like, I just want one child, just one. I will give anything for that chance. As she hears a woman's voice behind her, as she whispers in her ear, maybe I could help you with that. As Inko jumps backward, as she sees a woman with white hair with ears, fox ears, with nine tails. And she's like, what do you want, demon? What I want, human, is you're at my shrine. But I'll forgive the rudeness. After all, your race is quite rude. Sit down, human. Now, I normally don't grant blessings personal, you see, dear. Don't worry, human. I mean you no harm. I'll. I am fully aware of your situation, and I have the powers in me to fix your little problem. As Inko, really? As yes, but for a cost. And she gets a smile, a crooked smile. As Inko, what do you want? It's simple, mortal, human. I will give you 18 or 19 years with the child. When that time hits, the human's mine. You don't have a lot of choices, human. Take it or leave it. What are you going to do with my future child? That's none of your concern, human. Will you accept my offer or will you not? You're. I'm being very gracious and giving you a good amount of time with your child. But I expect when he comes at 18, 19 years old, no matter a male or female, I want you to have them to wrap a ribbon that I give you around one of the wolf statues, around the neck of one of the wolf statues of my shrine. Inko is kind of desperate at this point, so she agrees. As the kitsune grabs Inko's wrist, as Inko sees a bright light around her wrist, as she releases her wrist. Now, as she sees a tattoo on her wrist, don't worry, no one can see this besides us. When the nine-tailed fox finally, it will slowly disappear over the years. When it fully disappears, that's when you know your time is up, and I'll be taking my future mate. I'll be damned to be laughed at by the younger kitsunes. It's ridiculous. Just because I don't seduce human men, be a tramp, makes me something wrong with me. If I'm going to choose a human mate, I will choose. I'm not going to grab some random off the streets. Now hold still, human. As she places her hand over Inko's forehead, as there is a bright light, it's done. Now, human, if you do not keep up your end of the bargain, there is nowhere on earth my wrath won't find you. As her eyes start to glow, don't cross a kitsune. Word of advice. As she slowly disappears, remember, Inko, 18, 19 years. As she finally disappears, as some time has passed, as Inko finally gets the signs of she's pregnant, as they went to the hospital, as they got all checked out, as the doctors are shocked because from the last checkup, she's unable to have kids, but she's been healed and she is pregnant. And Inko's doesn't know how to tell Sashi, so she keeps it to herself. So Izuku finally was born. As he has, blue eyes with purplish black hair. As he has a strange aura about him. It's his quirk. It's activating, but it's just absorbing whatever energy it can. As the light fixtures in the room start to go out. As everyone does think it was just a thought it was a bad light bulb. As they continue on, as they check over Izuku, as he's all clear. As Inko spends a couple nights in the hospital, as she's finally home, and Asashi, has to go to work. So same thing happens in canon. He has to go overseas because he's a douche. So yeah, he's overseas at that point. He might return in to the what if I can find a character model for him, but for right now he's overseas. He had a normal childhood. He doesn't know Bakugo whatsoever, so they went to a different school. So age 6, he finally has to go see what quirk he gets. As Inko took him to the quirk doctor, as they did some tests, as they pull Izuku out of the room, as they do some tests. Sorry, as they had to run some tests. As they come back, as the doctor's like, he does indeed have a quirk. It's a very powerful quirk, that is. It's some sort of energy manipulation. He's able to absorb any type of energy and to unleash it out of his hands. But be forewarned, Miss, Miss Midoriya, your son must exert the energy that he absorbs. If he doesn't, it will kill him, and it will kill a whole lot of people with him. We don't have a brief we have a brief estimate how much damage that would cause. He, if left unchecked, he could eradicate the whole city. So be careful. As Inko gets the warning, as Izuku's on the watch list to watch out for when it comes to quirks. And Izuku's not a All Might fan. He finds All Might to be an idiot and a brawler, no fighting technique whatsoever. He admits he's powerful, but he's not a hero that he looks up to. He looks up to Eraserhead. So he found about Eraserhead early on in his younger year, well, in his childhood. He came across some footage on the internet that he could find off Eraserhead because he's a very underground hero. He doesn't like to be in he doesn't like to have attention pulled on him a whole lot. But he found the brief information he could at an age like around 7 or 8. As Izuku went back to school, as everyone asked him about his quirk was, as he told them, as they wanted to give him a demonstration, as Izuku's like, no, not happening. That's not going to happen. Because he refuses to show off his quirk. A lot of kids think he's quirkless as they try to start bullying him. It starts being, slowly. It's not physical yet. It's verbal right now. But if Ezekiel lets it go further, it will turn into physical bullying. But they start calling quirkless as Ezekiel doesn't care. As one day when he was in school, there was a new transfer student. As it's a brunette girl, as it's Oraka, the whole zero gravity chick. As she introduces herself, Oraka Chaka. It's very nice to meet you, everyone. As she does it as a lot of kids, don't really care what her quirk is. They think it's weak because she can't use it without throwing up. So they don't really pay attention to her much. As one day, Araka was walking in the hallway as some of the kids slap her books as they all fall on the ground as they laugh as they walk away. As Araka's getting irritated as she knows the boy in class as he kneels down as he helps her with her books as he's like, don't worry about them, Araka. They're losers. Don't let them get to you. And she's like, you know my name? And it's like, yeah, you introduce yourself in the classroom. It's kind of not that hard to know what your name is. And she's like, what's your name? As I'm Izuku Midoriya. It's nice to meet you. Come on, we're going to be late for class. That was the start of Araka and Izuku's friendship. It's strictly friendship. As Araka sees Izuku as like a brother, as Izuku sees her as a sister. A lot of time people mistake them as a couple. As when they got to teens, as we get to middle school, as we pretty much time skip to middle school. They grew up great friends as they would have a lot of sleepovers and kid stuff. Inko met Oraka's parents as they become good friends. Oraka's parents would have trouble with with their with their sorry, they didn't have an accountant. Luckily for them, Inko, has worked. She's done a few works accountant, as she offered her services. As she started working for the Raka family, as she got their family out of the hole when it comes to them being poor. They're slowly gaining profit every day. So Raka's not fully on, she's not on the whole I want to be a hero to help them her parents, because her parents are good. About time they get to middle school. As oh sorry, Izuku knows that he has to do something at a shrine when he gets around 18. He doesn't understand it, but his mom tells him just do it, as it's kind of like a family tradition. As she's lying, she doesn't know how to say, spirit fox, she's gonna come and take you one day. So yeah, she doesn't. Yeah, she's just denying it at that point. And for the Kitsune, she's been peeking. And she occasionally sees what Izuku's up to. She doesn't watch him all the time, but she does watch him from her realm occasionally. When she when she decides she's curious what the human's up to. As she noticed, close bond between the brunette. She's not too happy about that. She's like, I'm gonna gouge that bitch's eyes out. But why am I upset about this? I don't like this. As we cut back to Izuku, as she's going through her own issues. As we cut, they're about the first year of middle school. As the teacher stepped out for a moment, as Araka looks over to Izuku. Hey Izuku, as what do you need, Araka? Do you do you have any plans? Oh, sorry. Do you know where you want to go after high school? What college you want to attend to? I kind of want to go to UA. Same here, Araka. Really? You don't really seem the whole hero type. You've never, mentioned heroes whatsoever. Every time you see All Might on TV or a picture of him, you scoff. The dude's an idiot, Araka. If if I want to be a hero, if I want to be like a hero, it would be a racerhead. I said, Araka, who's that? He's a pro hero. He's not in the spotlight a whole lot, but he does his job well, apparently. What of records I'd be able to get hold on his past fights? All I know, he has a counseling quirk. Uh, Araka's curious now. What's that? As what I get the gist of it is, he has to make eye contact. He's able to erase someone's quirk for as long as he's making eye contact. So far, I know. Izuku flips a coin. It, it exactly proves my point. As Araka, what do you mean, Izuku? You don't need a flashy, powerful quirk to be a hero. Look at Azawa. His is not a attack basic quirk. He had to work on martial arts and a fighting style. And that scarf of his is that's interesting. Having a powerful quirk doesn't mean everything. If you can't utilize that powerful quirk, you're pretty much you might as well be quirkless. As he flips this coin, several as the rest of the kids are getting irritated as they yell to tell him to shut up. Excuse me. I like say that again to my face. Rocka's like, oh, Rocka, get up. Like, Ezekiel, be nice. P- apologize for what? It's not my fault. The idiot to have the backbone to say to my face. I'm not apologizing worse anything. You're lucky I don't blast you. No, I think it's your mother that you're not blasting him right now. After all, you did promise her you won't have any more fights. I hate it when you're right. Of course, I'm always right, Izuku. As he flicks the coin again, as he catches it in his hand, as he puts it in his pocket. Bright side, Araka. As Araka turns to, what is it? What's the bright side? Bright side that we get to train together. And we need to work on that little nasty little side effect of your quirk. You would be extremely powerful if you didn't have that side effect. So we're going to work on that. And she's like, I really don't want to. You really don't have a choice in the matter. I'm not going to have you be in a situation that puts you in danger. And it'd probably be a good idea to pick up some martial arts. And she's like, how are we even... Martial arts, I can understand, but where are we going to even train my quirk? You know, the law and everything. Well, yes, you can't use your quirk in public. But who's going to see it who's going to see you using your quirk when we're in the forest? And she's like, oh, I see. I'll do some research tonight, and I'll find a location for us, and we could get to work on your quirk. And we should take some martial arts class. So, what type of martial arts are you into, anyways? What you want to learn? Because there's a lot of them, Oraka. I really don't know. Why don't you look up some martial arts club and whatever martial arts you want to do, I'll join. Really? As you know, Oraka likes spending time with Izuku. Yeah, no problem, sis. As their day go on, as Izuku and Oraka begins to train together, as they join a martial arts dojo. As Izuku walks in a dojo, as it's pretty much been a couple years, so it's a couple days before the last day of middle school. As he sees Oraka sparring with someone, as she gets thrown on the ground. As Oraka's breathing heavy, as Izuku pokes his head above her. What are you doing? It's like, apparently getting my ass kicked, Izuku. You're rushing it, are you? Yeah, kind of. Stop rushing it. Observe your opponent. Then find a weak point and exploit it. You know this. You gotta think before you act, sis. Get up and show this guy who's boss. As she gets all pumped up, as Araka gets in a fighting stance, as Araka finally gets a opening, as she sweeps his leg, as she slams him to the ground hard. As Araka smiles, as see, what did I tell you? Fine. You're right. I'm always right, Araka. No, you're right maybe 50% of the time. If you're lucky. Whatever. Sup, Sensei? What do you have for me today? As his day, went as well as any other day. As his time in middle school, nothing really happened. Him and Araka are having, a peaceful life. As when they finally get to high school, they actually met, him and Araka met Kirishima and Mina. As Mina took a liking to Araka straight off the bat, as they're like really good friends. As Kirishima and Izuku train a lot together. As occasionally all four of them train. As they're pretty much nothing really happens in high school with Kirishima and Izuku. Izuku's not afraid to put people in their place when they try to mess with him or mess with anyone that he cares about. So the bullies stay away, and Izuku gets high marks because he's smart. Oh, and yeah, he has something unfair because he has a photographic memory. So when it comes to fighting and learning, so yeah, he's top marks. He's top of his class or the whole school. Araka, she's smarter here in canon, but Izuku made it to pound information in her. Wrong choice of words, but he was adamant about her, learning, studying more than anything else. Outside training, study is important. His mom dug that into his head in a young age. Despite how he looks, he's very strong and fast. So whatever the Kitsune did, yeah, it affected his physical strength, his speed, his hearing, his sight. It's way more than a human should be. By knowing Mina and Kirishima, they did come across Jiro a couple times. So Izuku's well, he knows Jiro. He's hanged out with her a couple times. They get along pretty well. Izuku likes music, and he does play the guitar occasionally. Jiro was surprised how good he was. He's like, yeah, it's something I decide to pick up one day. Not really, not really hardcore into it. It's just a hobby, I guess. As Izuki would always, say, if being a hero doesn't work out, I could always form a band. As them have a good, him and her have a good time. As they talk about band, if they, if they didn't get heroes, they would, form a band. And Jiro's impressed with his vocals as well. He's a good singer. As we cut to the last day of high school, as everyone in classroom, as they ask what they want to do when they well their applications, as the teacher walks in. I know what you already want to be. You're all here for the hero course. As he was about to throw the papers. I was like, no, you know what? I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna have to pick that up. I'm not about to bend over, so no, not happening. As he puts the desk on the chair, or put the papers back on the desk. As the teacher's just being lazy. He just doesn't want to do it. As he's like, well, according to what we have here, we have 4 students here who want to join UA. Araka Chako, Mina Hashido, and Kirishima. I don't know what Kirishima's other name, so forgive me. And he says, Izuku Midoriya, all 4 of you have a very good chance of getting accepted to UA. You all have decent marks, especially you, Izuku. I've never seen you have a bad grade ever. As Izuku, because I'm not an idiot, Sensei. As a lot of other kids took an offense to that. As he's like, what? You don't like the truth? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's the end of the day. As everyone goes their separate ways. As sorry, catch you later, Raka. I'm gonna take a walk. I'm gonna clear my head. As alright, Izuku. Call me if anything happens. Sure do. I have my phone. As he's just walking, as he's flipping his coin in his hand. As he has a session with his coin, he does. His mother gave it to him one day, as he just, kept it. As he kept flinging it around everywhere he goes. As he's walking underneath the bridge, as he's not really paying attention, as a sludge-like creature starts to try to grab him. As Izuki jumps backwards, is like, what the hell? It's like, shut up, kid. Give me your body. I didn't know that freak was in town. I need to take your body, then escape. As I don't think so, man. As he's about to shoot, as he knows that he's like, shit. I already released all I had last night. I didn't expect. I don't have enough to. I'm pretty much helpless now. As the sludge villain's laughing, nowhere to go, kid. As it lunges at Izuku as it's trying to take over his body. As he sees the last thing he sees is a woman. Oh, a woman with white hair, with fox ears, with nine tails, looking at him. As the sludge villain sees the woman, as she's like, "Get out of here, get out of here, woman, or you're next. I already got my meat puppet." As she takes off her mask, "Release him now, human." As the sludge villain laughs, "I don't think so, bitch. Release my human or die." As the sludge villain's not taking her warning very well, human. Die. As she stretches her arm, as Foxfire comes flying out, as it burns the sludge villain, but doesn't burn Izuku whatsoever. As the sludge villain evaporates, as the Kitsune grabs Izuku. As Izuku could barely, he's fading out of consciousness. As all he sees is the woman, the fox woman. As she sets him down in the grass, as this is what Izuku sees in his vision, as she has her mask half off. "Soon, Izuku, soon, we'll meet properly." As she puts the mask on, as she disappears. All Might lost the sludge villain as Izuku woke up as he's breathing heavy. What happened? As he starts to remember bits of what happened. That girl, I've seen her before. As he's been seeing the Kitsune periodically through his whole life. He's never really found that suspicious, but after a while, he caught on, and he doesn't know who the hell that is or why she saved him. Future note: don't erase all my energy in case a situation like this occurred. I got lucky there. I almost got killed. Whoever that woman was saved my ass. I would be dead. As he has a serious face, as he's taking the training a lot more seriously. There's no sludge villain incident. Izuku, went home. As he he just straight up went home. As he walks in, "Hey mom, I'm home. How was your day, sweetheart?" "Oh, fine, I guess." It was Something happened a couple hours ago, but I'm fine. "That's fine, dear. Why don't you sit down for dinner?" As Izuku sat down for dinner, as he noticed, it's all his favorite dishes, even his favorite drink. As Izuku noticed his mom's being very fidgety, as she gave, there's a present on the dinner table. As what's this? "This is an birthday present, dear." "Why don't you open it?" As Izuku opens it, as it's some clothes and some other items. It's not really important what it is, but yeah, Izuku loves it as he's like, "My favorite food, favorite drink, and a present. What are you up to, mom?" As she sighs, "Fine, dear. I need to tell you something. I should have told you this a long time ago. You'll be turning 18 tomorrow. You know that, Izuku?" "Yeah." "Is that about that stupid ritual thing that our family does?" "Yeah." As she pulls out the ribbon, it's in a box container. "This is the ribbon you need to tie on the statue. Now you must place this tomorrow night at nightfall." Hey, Mom, I really am very suspicious about this, but if you say so. Is there anything else you're not telling me, Mom? As Izuku's giving her, as Inka doesn't know, like, she wants to say something, but she doesn't know how to say it. Please, just do what I say. Fine, Mom. Thank you for dinner. As they have a loving night. As the as Inko noticed, a time skip the next night. As Inko noticed that Izuku's eating dinner, his birthday dinner. She had, made another favorite dish of his. As Inko noticed her tattoo finally disappear, and she's like, Izuku, it's time. Fine, Mom. I'll be back later. As when he left, I truly hope so, son. I truly hope so. As Izuku took a train out where the shrine is, as he gets to the abandoned shrine, as he walks up the steps, as he takes the ribbon out of his pocket, as he gets to one of the major statues that he's supposed to put the ribbon around. Well, here it goes. Let's see what's this all. See what's all the fuss is about. As he wraps the ribbon around it, as he looks around, as nothing's happening, he's like, "Mom's losing it. Whatever stupid tradition this is totally idiotic." Izuku walks home, as soon as he walks in the living room, as his mom is in the living room talking to someone, "Mom, do we have company or something?" As she's the Kitsune, it's in his living room. It's like you. She tilts her head as she has a cocky smile. Hello, Yuzuki. We have much to talk about. Sit, please. As she gestures for him to sit down next to her. Mom, what's going on? As he sits next to the Kitsune that he doesn't know what a Kitsune is, or well, he knows what it is, but he didn't know that things actually are real. As Izuku's looking at his mother, as she's fiddling with her fingers, as the Kitsune sighs. Let's get the introductions out of the way, Izuku. I'm Kagura. It's very nice to meet you officially. As Kagura grabs Izuku by the chin, as she looks at him closely. Huh. Attractive. You do. You do this nicely. As Izuku, what do you mean by that? And why are you here? It's simple. I come to collect my husband. That is all. See my husband. That's all. Husband, there's no one here besides me and my mom. Exactly. As she looks at Izuku, as Izuku looks at his mother, and looks back at her, what's going on, Mom? Simple. How did you like my shrine? Your shrine? Did you own that shrine that I had to go to tonight? You could say that. You know that ribbon you wrapped around the statue? The fox statue? The moment you put a ribbon on that statue, that was a marriage proposal. And I accepted. So for this day forward, you're my husband and I'm your wife. But your mother was very adamant that I don't take you from your life. So far, I made a we've we've come to an agreement. I will stay on here with you until you decide to come back with me to my realm. As he's, what exactly are you? I might look human, but I'm not. I'm a kitsune. Some call us evil fox spirits. Some call us higher beings. Personally, most of my race are horse, but I'm different. You're the one mate and only mate I'll choose. You see, me and your mother struck a bargain. I helped her, able to able to receive a child. That child is you. And under our agreement, I gave her 18 years to spend what time she want with you. After that, you're mine. I have no intention of taking you away from your life. You would be very not appliant for for being my husband. You would resist. I don't need that. And I'm quite curious where you how far you're gonna go with with Kitsune's gifts. As Izuku's curious, what do you mean? That will everything will become clear, my love. So, what are we having for dinner, Miss Midoriya? Or shall I call you Mom? After all, you are my mother-in-law. After all, now. As Kagura gets a smile, as this became awkward, Izuku has no choice in the matter. And if you think you are not going to uphold your duties, dear husband, I could find you anywhere. There's nowhere you could hide. It'd be your best interest is to comply. And also, I'll be attending that little nifty little school you're applying to. What you call UA. Some sort of hero academy. Interesting. It's it's interesting what my kind gift you humans to use. It's been quite a show. As they don't know what she's talking about, but in this what if Quarks wasn't a natural thing that's happened. Humans that's developed. The Kitsune was responsible for the creation of Quarks. After all, they're tricksters, and they just want to see what will happen. And they've been having quite a bit of entertainment with all the hero and villain fights. That's a very big thing up in the Kitsune world and the Kitsune realm. They love watching the heroes fight the villains. It's they want to see who will win, the evil or good. A lot of them don't want nothing to do with it, but there's a good portion of the Kitsunes that like the conflict between the two. Kagura does not like it. She finds it entertaining to some degree, but it's still, she's not going to she's not going to go out of her way just to watch it. Let me guess, mother. The whole the whole ritual thing that every Midori goes through, that was a lie, was it? Sorry, son. I really didn't have a choice. If I didn't, she she would probably, end us. She's a bit wrong on that, my dear. I would have killed everyone, except for you, of course. But that's not happening now. As long as you fulfill your role, everything will be good. As she wraps her arms around Izuku's arm, as she snuggled right next to him. So when will you be leaving, Miss Kagura? I'm not going anywhere. After all, it's my wedding night. Your son has some responsibilities to fulfill. As Izuku's what? As don't worry, I'll make this room soundproof so you won't hear anything, mother dear. As she drags Izuku to the room, she pins Izuku to the wall. As she's like, I waited long enough. Undress. As Izuku's like, are you serious? Undress, husband, please. Fine. Can't believe you're making me do this. Don't give me that, Izuku. It's not like you're not going to enjoy it. As she pushes him in the bed, as they both lay down, as she, gets on top of him, as she's like, I know you don't love me, but you'll learn to love me. As she kisses him, as their night progressed as normal for a wedding night, as they did consummate their marriage. As Izuku wakes up the next morning, as he sees Kagura wrapped around him, as he's about to get up, as she's like, sleep. I have to get up, I have things to do. No, sleep now. As she pulls him back in the bed, as they fall asleep for a little bit longer. As she yawns, as she gets up, alrighty, Izuku, I'm hungry now. Get me some food. As Izuku, seriously, I'm not your servant. As she sighs, give, please. I'm kind of hungry. Very well, Kagura. I'll get you some food. As long as you ask nicely. Fine. I'll remember that from the future. Thank you. As she gives him a bright smile. Fine. As he walks down the stairs, as he begins cooking dinner, a breakfast. As his mother's up, as she's like, hi, Izuku. Hi, dear. As Inka's like, I know you're mad at me for what I did, but I didn't know how to tell you. There was no way out in what I saw. I'm a bit angry, given being forced into a marriage now that I had no clue what I was doing. But it's already been dealt, it's been done. It's in the past, so I need to move forward. I guess I don't have to find a girlfriend anymore, so that's a plus. As Inka's like, so you're okay with this? I'm going to have to. I'm not like dad. I'm not going to up and bell. How many times I told you your dad's just have a lot of he has to give us extra money. I know. But he could at least call. Freaking douche. I need to get this to my wife now, apparently. How are you going to explain this? Don't even know how I'm going to explain this to Raka. This is a lot of headaches I don't need right now, Mom. Let me deal with this problem that I know how to deal with, and I'll figure something out. As he has a tray, as he flops it down, puts it, up over her legs as she's eating breakfast in bed. As she's enjoying the lunch or the breakfast. As she eats it, as she's like, "Thank you, Izuku. It's very good." You're welcome, Kagura. Izuku sits next to her. So why me? As she looks at Izuku, as she holds his hand. Simple, my dear husband. You see, us Kitsunes are known for being seductress. I'm not like my sisters. I don't like sleeping with random men. If I chose a mate, I would be the one, like I said last night. And I chose you. Your mother wanted a child, and I helped her heal her, so she's able to give birth to you. And over time, I just wanted you to shut the other younger kitsunes up because they kept laughing at me because I'm not a whore. Anyways, but I slowly got a bond towards you. You could actually say I care about you. That's very rare for me to care about anything, especially for a human. And she puts her head on his shoulder. I'm very fond of you, Izuku, and I will not let you get too friendly with the other females of your species. To make myself clear, you're mine. No one else's. Understood. Jesus, she's scary. As that's what he's thinking in his head. So if we're married, so what do you like to do anyways? And Suzuki's just showing initiative. And she's like, I like watching movies, music. I like walking on the beach. That's very relaxing. Drinking tea. Occasionally trick a mortal now and then. You know, the normal. Keep myself entertained. Occasionally watch some hero and villain fights. As what? You could able yes, I'm able to see what's going on Earth in the Kitsune realm. We're very powerful. You should feel honored. A Kitsune of my stature. Not every mortal has the pleasure of being my mate. You lucked out. So, what are your plans today? I will be accompanying you, of course. And that brunette girl, I don't like it how she gets so close to you. She's like a sister. As long as it stays that way, Izuku. I would hate to have to rip her eyes out. Relax, it's nothing romantic. Jesus. Be warned, Izuku. I'm the jealous type. You break my heart, I break you. Understood? Yes, dear. Better. So, what's on the plans today? As Izuku decided to take her on, a actual first date, but as how about this? We'll go on one of those dates that people go on in these situations. Oh, really? That'll be interesting. As she gets dressed, so Izuku, where are we going next? As they walk out the door, as he says bye to his mom because he has to go on a date, as he takes Kagura to the movies and to the park. Uh, she's was quite interested about the movies, but she likes to spending time with Izuku. At the park, as Izuku doesn't notice, but Araka and Mina are there. As uh, as Mina catches Izuku as a woman, a white hair woman. As hey, Araka, isn't that Izuku? Who's that girl he's with? She's kind of pretty. It looks like she has some sort of mutation quirk. They're extremely friendly towards each other. Let's go say hi. That's probably not a good idea. It's probably a girl that Izuku's been dating secretly that he didn't tell me about. Come on, Araka. Let's see what he's up to. As hey, Izuku, it's me, Mina. As Mina walking up, as Kagura looks at her. Great, another one. Be nice. Fine, husband. I'll be nice. As husband, as Mina's like, yeah, she's shook. As yeah, it was a arranged marriage, families and all. As Kagura says, he would. My parents promised me Izuku, and I got him now. We went through the ceremony last night. I wanted to keep it hush hush. You would have been totally invited if it was a open ceremony, but my family likes to keep things secret. Don't worry, we'll have a marriage ceremony that you'll be invited to. We haven't decided on a date yet. As Aruka's kind of pissed off at Izuku for not telling her. Sorry, I was family didn't want it out. Much as Aruka's pissed at Izuku, she can't stay mad at him for very long. She's like, "Come on, Mina, let's go." As Araka is a little peed off that she kept Izuku kept things from her. She doesn't care that he's married. He just doesn't like. She doesn't like keeping things from her. So how are you even going to join UA? You need some sort of. She's like, don't worry about me. Oh, oh, I'll handle it. I have my tricks. Okay, it's a tough school to get into. Don't worry, it would be a snag for me. He could spend the rest of his time training with the rest of the group with Kagura. Yeah, she doesn't need training, but she just likes to be included into Izuku's life. As Kirishima is a graduate, Izuku, like, how did you even catch her and stuff like that. As Izuku's not going to tell, everyone that she's a Kitsune because he's not stupid. So it's a family affair that he just tells them. As they buy it, Oraka didn't talk to Izuku for a couple days, but she finally got over it as she told him to never keep anything from her again. As Ezekiel agrees, because he doesn't want to be his best friend and get mad at him at all. Even though it's technically not his fault, but he's still, he's still messed up regardless. As we cut some time during the training, as you have Kagura, her arms are wrapped around Izuku as they're walking down, as she sees a beach, as she wants to go visit there. As she told Izuku that that's where she wants to go. As she sees all the trash, as she's disgusted, these humans and their vile trash. Disgusting. As Izuku's like, well, guess I'll get to work then. As Kagura, what do you mean? You want to see the beach? I'm going to let you see the beach. As Izuku, as Kagura sees Izuku cleaning up the beach, as he's vaporizing everything with his energy manipulation. As he does that for about, let's say it took him about 5 weeks. No, let's go with 6 weeks. As it's good training for him to master his output, how much energy he lifts out, and he used the chance for physical labor. As Kagura was like, no, not complaining. She's always eyeing Izuku like a piece of meat. Finally finished as he sits down. Ah, that took longer than I thought. Better now? As she's like, much. Thank you. Well, you kind of were looking forward to it and seeing what it was. Yeah, I understand why you'd be upset and disappointed. As she as she goes over to lean over Izuku, as she kisses on the cheek, as she's like, I do appreciate it, even though you were kind of forced into this marriage with me. Still lucky. You're still lucky, by the way. But I understand it's not your ideal situation. But I am thankful that you're trying. Well, it's what's done is done, Kagura. I could either accept it or try to run from it, and I'm not my dad. That I will not do. I might have made a commitment without me knowing it, but I still made it regardless. So as long as you want this marriage, I guess I'm yours. And you have my word. I will not touch any other woman besides you. In a more affectionate way. Training, it's going to happen. And I know, I still don't like it, but I understand. I'm not unreasonable. All Might did notice someone cleaned the beach, so he's been periodically appearing at the beach. As he sees All Might's there, he sees Izuku and a young lady as they're talking. As Izuku has his arms wrapped around her, as they're just staring at the ocean, as they're having a conversation. Izuku's then slowly, showing more affection towards her. He was very adamant about not doing it, but he's slowly, starting to have feelings for her. All that time in training and all that, it's something like that was going to happen eventually. It's, Izuku and him were talking as three rowdy guys come approach them. Hey, look at that, man! It's one of those fox chicks. That she's a slut. As they grab her hand as come with us, girl. We'll show you a good time. Yeah, we could do a lot better. You could do a lot better than that loser. As she's like, release me. As she's like, get your filthy hands off me. How dare you touch me? As one of them grabs her chin. What's the matter, sweet thing? Maybe you like it rough. As there's a blast of energy as the man goes flying. As green energy, as it's wrapping around Izuku's arms in a swirling motion. As he's like, get your hands off my girl. Unless you want a trip to the hospital. As the two charge Izuku, as one of them swings to the right, as Izuku grabs his wrist, sweeps his leg, and flips him on his back. As he jumps up in the air and kicks the other guy's side of the head in mid-flight, as he blasts him, as he goes flying further, as he blasts the one on the ground. Point blank range. As you see the burn on their shirt, as yeah, they're not getting up. He wasn't being gentle about it. As he knocks out the two of them, as well, one of them's conscious. As Izuku stomps on his stomach, puts his knee in there as he digs it, as he lifts his head up, pulling his hair. I'm only going to say this once. Lowlife. You ever touch my girl again, I'll kill you. As he socks him right in the middle of the forehead, as he knocks out. As Izuku, dusts himself off, as Kagura wraps her arms around him. As you were right, Kagura, he didn't hurt you anything. No, I'm fine, Izuku. I'm just shocked that you stuck up for me. Of course, I mean, I'm technically your husband, so I'm part of the job, I guess. Come on, let's get out of here. I'm just put me in a shitty mood. It's like movie night, movie night. As she has her arms wrapped around him, as they pass All Might. As All Might's interesting. He's well trained too. Maybe he would be a good successor. As he put a pin on that for right now, as he's gonna wait till UA to fully finalize who he's gonna pick. As they get back to Izuku's room, as she locks the door, as she leans against the door, as Izuku notices that smirk, as she's, what are you doing, Kagura? Shut up. As she, gets on top of him, as she's like, I'm in the mood now. After what you did to those humans, it's your fault. As Izuku, them have their little fun. Afterwards, they watch a couple movies as they fall asleep in the bed together. It's the next day. As Izuku knows that Kagura's getting ready. As Izuku's like, where are you going? I have something to take care of. I won't be long. As she kisses Izuku. I'll be gone for probably 15, 20 minutes at the most, dear. Don't miss me too much. I hope you don't miss me too much. Well, we're about to find out. As she smiles, as she hugs him, as she disappears. As you have, Nezu in his office, as Kagura appears behind him. Hello, hello there. As As Nezu got scared as he dropped the papers. How did you get in here? How I got in here is not important. Nezu, was it? Yeah, and who you may you be, dear? I am Kagura. As Nezu, would you like some tea? I would love some tea. Thank you, Nezu. Now, why I'm here? It involves my husband. Your husband? Yes, my dear husband. My dear husband has his heart set on this school, and I am applying as well. I won't be separated from him. If where he goes, I go. So I want to make myself perfectly clear. We will not be separated. Do I make myself clear? That's not how we do things. As she has fire in her hand. Trust me. You're going to do things my way. As Nazu's, getting irritated. And for your inquiry that you're about to ask, I'm not human. I'm a kitsune. As Nazu's, it's surprising that Nazu, wasn't, was very accepting of that really fast, as he kind of had the gist of it. He's met a kitsune before. It's like I've met your kind before. Very well. I'll make sure you guys, as long as you're skilled enough to get in the same class, of course. I'll make sure you two are not separated. Very well, Nazu. That I could agree upon. After all, if I'm not strong enough, then I have no place being next to my husband. But you won't have that issue. After all, I'm a kitsune. Your little test would be easy for me. Don't worry, Nezu. I have no ulterior motive. I just want my husband to be happy. After all, that's what a good wife does. Does she not? As he sighs, fine, Kagura. I agree upon this. Good. Until we see you in our first day of school, I have to get back to my husband. I've been away from him too long. As she disappears, as Nezu sighs, oh, this year is going to be an interesting one, especially with the Kitsune on campus. Oh, that poor boy. Rocco was about to visit Izuku as she noticed Kagura coming up. And she's like, "Good, I want to talk to you anyways." As they sit down on the porch. Listen, I know you don't like me. I get the vibe you never liked me. But as long as you make Izuku happy, that's all that matters. I want us to be at least be friendly terms. I agree. You're important to Izuku, so you are important to me. As long as you don't get too friendly with my husband, we won't have an issue. We're fine. And she's like, me and Izuku? No, no, no. That can't never happen. He's like a brother to me. And Izuku sees me as a sister. As he's like, he has told me before. I just don't like other girls being too friendly with him. Don't worry, I'll make sure to keep it on. I'll try to lessen the friendliness if you feel uncomfortable. I'm willing to I'm willing to compromise. As long as we understand each other that Izuku's mine. We probably should head inside. As as Izuku sees Kagura, as Kagura rushes over to him and as she goes over and hugs him, I take it your business is done? Everything's fine. Don't worry. I just had some people to talk to get everything set up for UA. As Oraka, what you mean? Well, I'll be attending the entrance exam like everyone else. After all, I want to be in the same class as my dear husband. As everyone's sitting at the table to eat dinner as the news came on, as it's another hero death from Stain. I said, oh dear, another hero. Let's not have that at the dinner table. Inko shuts it off as Kagura's like, I agree, mother. And she smiles. And she's like, yeah, that's not going to be. That's so hard not to get used. That's disturbing. As that's not. Sorry. That's so hard to get used to for her. So yeah, she smiles. Yes, dear. Of course, dear. As Izuku spend the rest of time training and studying for the test, as the day came upon him, as Kagura, it's her use of precision as she has her armor wrapped around Izuku as they're walking down to the entrance exam. We're going to probably stop it there. Yep, we're going to stop it right before the entrance exam. So this what if might reappear on another Thursday or maybe Monday. I don't know when I'm going to release this, but yeah, you'll be seeing another part of this eventually here, sooner than later. So I hope you guys have a good night and day, judging my time zones or wherever you are in the world right now. And I'll catch you in the next video. All right, bye.